Midnight Muses here again, doing my end of the week video. Gonna try and stay as still as possible because I am filming on my bed again, which is never a good idea, but I couldn't quite get the angle that I wanted in the corner because I have my salt lamp on and you could see that coming through. And then because it's nighttime and I have my glasses on today, I didn't want to use my ring light because then you can't really see my face at all because like it just like hits off the glasses. And especially when I do like my mental health videos, I do want you to be able to like, I don't know, like see my eyes so you can like see my sincerity or whatever, I guess. I don't know. I don't like that it blocks. And I feel like my glasses already do that enough. I don't know what my camera is doing right now. It keeps like auto focusing and like moving around and changing. It's just being weird, sorry. But anyways, so gonna just do a little bit of a mental health chat today, a little bit of an update. I have good updates, I have not so good updates, but I mean that's how it is when you're on a mental health journey. You have better days and worse days, and like sometimes like right now you just have a bad week. I don't know why, like I feel like I'm all swollen right here. I don't know. I've had a really off week this week. I'm hoping that it gets better with the weekend. I'm gonna see some family tomorrow and I'm seeing Sean tonight, and that always helps to kind of perk me back up. But it has been a very off week. I've slept for like 90% of the week, and it's definitely one of those where my anxiety and my depression are getting the best of me, because usually if I oversleep then I get like body heavy or I'll get a headache, but like not a migraine, but like a slept too much kind of headache, or like there's like some like sleep paralysis, like things. I'll get certain things whenever I've just overslept too much because I'm lazy or whatever. But I find that sometimes when my depression is really really bad, especially if like my iron's low on top of it, I can just sleep and sleep and sleep, and it's ridiculous. And I haven't had a nap today because I'm like, no, you've got to really get out of this cycle. And I'm so exhausted. I have my glasses on because my eyes are pretty red because of how tired I am. They are burning so much. I don't have a lot of makeup on my eyes just because I know that I'm probably gonna have to wipe it off soon enough because they're so sore. And it's crazy because I slept all night. Like I slept from like about 2 a.m. until around noon today, and it's like that's a stupid amount of sleep. I should not be exhausted right now, and I have been. I've spent a lot of time going back and forth my bed. I went to wax today, and like I would literally wax for like 3 minutes and then come and rest for an hour, and then go and wax for another 3 minutes and come and rest for an hour. Like it's been ridiculous. I was supposed to have made curry early today. I'm gonna go do that now, and try and salvage as much of the day as I can. At least I had a shower, which is good. And anyone who struggles with depression knows that how difficult that can be sometimes. Um, but I did want to talk about an app that I said I was going to talk about in my BoxyCharm video, which I think should have been kind of like a ticker that something was not going right with me, because I mean my BoxyCharm unboxings and my Ipsy unboxings are like my shortest videos, because I'm not like doing like a whole like get ready with me while I talk about random stuff, whatever. It's literally opening a box and trying on the products. Like it is not a 40-minute video. Like it should not be like one of the longest videos that I've ever filmed. Like that was kind of ridiculous, and I do apologize for it being that long. But yeah, I haven't been in a good mental state. But I want to talk about an app. Actually, Sean's the one that showed it to me. Again, like obviously this is not sponsored. When you have 12 subscribers, I don't think it's possible to have anything sponsored. But it's called Youper. It's Youper. It's like from the US, but I'm using it here and it's working really well for me. It just, you do have to pay for it. I will say, like, they have a free version, which you can do literally nothing on. It is one of those apps where if you want to use it properly, you do have to do the subscription. At least this one's not crazy expensive. It's $13 a month, and that's like, they didn't charge me any difference between Canadian and American for that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But literally after one day of using it, I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, I know that this is something that I'm gonna want, and I really like it. And so I thought I would talk about it for a minute, just in case there's anyone else who is interested and gets help from using apps. I've been using apps for a long time, and I'll talk about the other ones that I like and why I like them too. I just want to talk about this one first because this is the one that I have been using, well, I mean, I've only been using it for a week, but I really like it because, as Sean says, he likes it because it kind of does what other apps do, but in one app. Because that's the one thing with mental health apps, especially if you're going the free route, which for the other ones I do, because it's not worth it for me personally to pay for anything. Is you do one thing here, and then you gotta go to the other one, do that thing there, and then go to another one, do that thing there, and go to another one, do that thing there, and then you can't really keep track of everything in one place, and then you gotta really keep on top of it, and then if you forget to do one of the apps one of the days, it kind of throws everything off, and it's annoying. So I like this app because one, it has an AI feature, but it's all done by this doctor in the States, a doctor of psychology, and it's a really good feature because it's like you feel like you're having a conversation, but it's a very specialized conversation. So it's not just like, hey, random internet bot, what's going on? It's like they ask you how you're feeling, and they get you to analyze your thoughts. They get you to analyze your intentions, what you want to do for the day, what your goals are. Like, it's very specialized in that way, and like I like how it like comes up, and it helps me to make sense of how I'm feeling about things, and it gets me to make sense of why a situation is affecting me in a certain way, and the moods that it's creating. And then it also, there's a like personality test, and when I see personality tests, like they have the personality test where it's the like whatever thing one, I don't know, I got the counselor, I don't know, whatever, so did Sean, which is funny. But the main personality test that it has on it is that if you do have diagnoses from your doctor, you can list those in, and then they'll keep track of those illnesses for you. So it's like they'll read, like, because if anyone who's ever been diagnosed probably knows what I'm talking about. Whenever you go to your psychiatrist, usually once every 6 months to a year, they get you to do a whole bunch of like little tests to like see what your levels are, to see if you like need in treatment or outpatient treatment or therapy, or if you're like stable enough to like be good for a while and not have anything. So these ones, they do them every 2 weeks, so you really kind of keep track of how you're doing. And it was actually really good because I've been working so hard for the last 2 years to try and like level up my stuff. I know my anxiety hasn't been doing so great, and I know I've had bad depression days, and that showed up. But I'm getting I'm over a year and a half at this point, free from self-harm, and that really affected my borderline scores, which was really good because that obviously is a major factor with that. So the fact that I've managed to stay away from that for such a long time really helped out with that, and made me feel good about myself and my progress. But it has a lot of things. It also has like daily check-ins where you can pick anytime you want, literally 20, like any time in a 24-hour period that you think you'd be around, to do a check-in, to like update it on how you're feeling and how the day has been, and like how your moods have been. You can put it in. You can put it in 3 o'clock in the morning. I have mine at 2:30 in the afternoon because I tend to get up a little bit late, not always super late. With Sean, it's later. With me, it's earlier. But the point is, that's usually a time of day when I've had my coffee, shower, and I'm like just chilling at home, or I've just left the doctor's. So it's kind of like generally a good time for me. Um, so I have that. And then there's like, but there, and those are like the key features that I'm kind of using with this app right now that I'm really enjoying, is like the daily check-in. When I do the daily check-in is when I do the update with everything and all that kind of stuff. Um, Other apps that I like is one called Mood Space. That one is honestly, like I will say, I get bored of it pretty easily, but I do like it. It's more of a thing where, again, it's like specialized conversation, but it's not really conversation. It's like three like clouds that come up, and they ask, okay, what are 3 good things that happened today? What are 3 bad things that happened today? How do you feel about the good things? How do you feel about the bad things? And I think what annoys me with that is that I don't always have 3 things to put in either category, depending on what I've done that day. Or it'll be like, oh, I played with my cat, I brushed my hair, I watched YouTube. And they're like, oh, fantastic. And I'll literally have those answers as the same answers for like 2 weeks. And it's like, they're like, oh, you're making so much progress. You're able to put in like 3 happy thoughts every single day. And it's like, yeah, but it's the exact same 3 happy thoughts. Like, you're not really giving me any progress here. If you ask me, that's pretty stagnant. You're not giving me any like tips and tricks on how to make it better. So it's one of those kind of things where if you're making continuous progress, it's good because it does let you keep track in the same way that the other one does, except it just, you have to kind of keep on top of it yourself. Whereas I like the Youper app because it kind of keeps track for you and like will like notify you. Like today it let me know like I forget what mood it was. I think it was just like when I feel tired, like things that set me off when I'm feeling tired, and it like listed things that set me off when I'm feeling tired to kind of like not necessarily avoid, but things to know that, okay, you need to work on those things because when you're tired, those are things that will set you off, whether it'll make you feel angry or sad or whatever. Like those are things to be aware of, and I really appreciated that. And there's another app, it's called, I believe it's called Dare. I don't know if it's actually called Dare or not. I know that Dare is a mental health term. And I know that whenever it alerts me on my phone, it'll say like check in with Dare. But I'm kind of wondering if it's called something else because Sean said he couldn't find an app under that name, so I think it might be called something else. But anyways, it is for the abbreviation of DARE. That's another doctor one. That is an app that I really, really love when I'm in a pinch because it has a doctor who's like talks about different things that'll just speak to you. And it's really simple because like if I'm having a panic attack and I'm alone, it's really easy. I can just pop on the app, literally press the button that says panic attack and say like listen or read. I think it is that, or I just hit panic attack and like he'll literally like speak to me like this is what your body's going through, this is roughly how long it'll last. Like there are so many reasons why people get panic attacks, but generally like these like these are the categories for it. And just hearing like a kind of like calm authoritative voice that's like explaining the ins and outs scientifically of what's happening to you really helps to calm me down because it gets me out of like my thoughts that are going crazy. So I really, really love that app. And when I say in a pinch, I mean like in a situation where like you need something quick. Where using an app like Youper where you have to like essentially like write out paragraphs and kind of figure it out for yourself, that's not going to work when you're having a panic attack, which is why I like the other app. And that one is completely free. I know they have things on there that you need to pay for, but for me personally and how I use it, I've never needed those functions because what I use it for is literally if I'm panicking, my anxiety's too high, some of that, I can literally just press the button of anxiety or panic and I'm good to go. And I'm pretty sure it's like the same like thing that he says over and over again, but because whenever I have a panic attack, I'm flipping out so much. I think it's just like the sound of his voice and like hearing that scientific talk that calms me, not so much what exactly what he's saying because I already know that spiel anyway. They tell it to you in the hospital literally every single week. That panic attacks can't last more than 8 minutes because if they do, it's a heart attack. Which doesn't really help because when you're having a panic attack, you literally feel like you're having a panic attack for hours. So even though you know realistically that it's not going to last for 8 minutes, you're not exactly looking at your watch and timing it. Like, I mean, maybe some people do, but on average, most people aren't. They're just flipping out. And then because they know that if it lasts for a long time, it can be something serious. If it's gone like literally 2 seconds longer than normal, you start to really flip out and then it makes it worse. Then you can have something called a back-to-back panic episode. And then it's not that it's lasting longer than 8 minutes because you are technically having a break in between them, but then it can like go on for like so much longer. And it's, anyways, going off on a tangent. That was just information that I wasn't happy to hear, which I know helps some people, definitely does not help me. I don't know if I'm really want to talk about how my week has been so much because like I know I can't just talk about like the progress and the good stuff. But I think that right now, because I'm still kind of in it, I'm still trying to like I'm still kind of struggling. I'm still trying to get myself out of it and get myself back to a normal routine, that I would rather talk about it when I'm in a slightly better headspace, because sometimes when I talk about how I'm feeling when I'm having a rough time, it will send me further down. And my goal right now is to kind of like breach the surface, get back on my feet and get back moving. So I might hold it off and do just a video next week, just like kind of like explaining what set me off, because I did have a very specific trigger that happened on Sunday evening that did set off my whole like weird week. So I think that's probably the best thing for me to do in this particular situation. But yes, this is a really short video. I really just wanted to come and let you guys know that it's not been a great mental health week for me. But you know what? That's how it happens sometimes. Good days, bad days. Sometimes good weeks, bad weeks. But I'm looking forward to the not to what the rest of the night. I have to pick up Sean. I'm looking forward to picking up Sean, but I'm looking forward to the weekend and like trying to get myself kind of out of this funk that I have been in. But I tell you guys about some apps that I use that have been very helpful, especially that Uber app and that Dare app. And yeah, I'll be back next week with more makeup and more random conversations. And assuming that I am doing better, I will talk about this week and kind of what the week was like for me, because I didn't just sleep all the time. I did have like it was not a good week for me, but I do want to go through the ins and outs of it for people who maybe don't understand what it's like to have a bad mental health week, because it is very different than having a bad mental health day. um to maybe give some understanding if you have a loved one, a sister, a son, a daughter, a father, a mother, anyone who has mental illness, to maybe shed some light and understanding on what a bad week can look like. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you all next week. All right, bye.